We are growing increasingly concerned about the way in which the law is implemented and the government action is taken in this country. It appears as if there are two Jamaicas. There's a Jamaica for those who are well connected or privileged, and then there's a Jamaica for the rest of the people. So when it comes to the enforcement of the law, we have people caught on video, flossing and braffing, drinking champagne on a no movement day. Nothing happens to them. But in St. Thomas, one of the poorest parishes in the country, over 50 people charged not wearing a mask or breaching curfew, fined, most of them, $200,000 each. 8 million of fines levied there on these people for these minor breaches. Those who haven't found the money are facing the prospect of going into jail for up to 30 days because they couldn't pay those heavy fines. This is most unjust in Jamaica, because we see the treatment that the privileged and the well-connected are given, and they don't seem to have to face the law at all. People are feeling it. It is inconsiderate, it is unfair, it is oppressive to be charging somebody $200,000 in these hard times for not wearing a mask. The ticketing system doesn't call for such massive fines, but the government failed to implement the ticketing system. When the government brought the amendments to the Disaster Risk Management Act earlier this year, 2021, I warned that it was going to be a problem the way they were doing it. The law says that if you breach that act, you can be fined up to $1 million in court. They said, oh, no, it's going to be a ticketing system with much smaller fines. But they didn't introduce a ticketing system. And that is why we have situations where ordinary Jamaicans found to be not wearing a mask or outside during curfew are being fined by the court $200,000 in these hard times for these very minor offenses. It is not right. If you compare it to traffic violations and so on, there's no comparison. $200,000 is way out of whack. I'm calling on the judiciary to issue a guideline immediately, aligning any fines in court for breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act orders made by the PM to the levels that the ticketing system was supposed to implement, which are very modest fines, so that the people are not treated in this oppressive and arbitrary way any longer.